Welcome back to the David Pakman Show. I am Farron Cousins from Ring of Fire, sitting in for David Pakman today. You know, one of the big things, obviously, that's happened within the last week are all of these abortion bans that have been popping up all over the country. We had Georgia, then we had the horrid one in Alabama. We're seeing them pop up in Ohio and Missouri right now. All over the country, these white men, white Republican men, are trying to pass these laws to restrict a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. And if she dare make a decision about her own body, we're going to throw her in prison. If a doctor dare perform one of these scientific procedures, they're also going to go to prison. If a man rapes a woman and then she has to make the decision because she got raped, oh well, he's going to go to jail for less time than the woman will. And it's that extreme that even Republicans now, even some hardcore pro-life, do-or-die Republicans are saying, you just lost us 2020 with your crazy extreme laws. Some of these people include Jonathan Last, who writes for the conservative outlet The Bulwark, who said recently that this law is going to drive pro-choice fundraising for a decade. It will be overturned at the appellate level. It will almost certainly be denied certification by the Supreme Court. It will then disappear into the pro-choice direct mail machine, where it will raise tens of millions of dollars for the groups who want unlimited, unfettered abortion on demand. While I disagree with the fact that we have some kind of abortion mill procedure running here in the United States, I do agree with him that this is not going to survive the appellate level. Yes, Trump has done a phenomenal job of packing our courts here in the United States. But unfortunately, due to the extreme of these laws, even those hardcore Republican judges are not going to be able to let this pass. The Supreme Court is going to have a hard time agreeing to take the case if everything was followed properly along the appellate line. Supreme Court doesn't take many cases each year, and typically the ones that they do, even the ones that result in big decisions, it's because there was an argument along the way that something was mishandled or interpreted incorrectly in the lower court's decisions. They're not going to be able to make that argument with this one, and therefore they're not going to be able to take up the case. Now, that is a best case scenario, by the way. There's a great chance they could just take it up for the hell of it and suddenly overturn Roe versus Wade. But Jonathan Last is not the only person there. You also have Jennifer Rubin, who pointed out several different Republicans in Congress talking about the fact that these bills are so bad, it could cost them 2020. You have House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who said that I don't even support this law because it has no exceptions for incest and rape. Trump admitted that on Twitter the other day. He didn't say he didn't support these laws, but he said he's cool with the exceptions for incest and rape. Then you have Eric Erickson, who said he's worried that the abortion bans are going to cost Trump his reelection. You have Pat Robertson, who said that this law, especially the Alabama one, stands no chance at the Supreme Court. It's too extreme. It's going to lose. When you've lost Pat Robertson on the pro-life bandwagon, your party is in trouble. And they should be. They deserve to be. That's the position they have put themselves in by trying to launch and wage, essentially, this culture war for decades here in the United States. This is what Republicans have all been about. And just like their stances with climate change and evolution, it flies in the face of science. As has been pointed out by plenty of people before me, these abortion bans after 6 weeks, most women don't know they're pregnant by 6 weeks. They're not showing. They may have just missed their periods, but guess what? Sometimes those are fickle. And sometimes you can go 6 weeks in between and not think anything of it. Most women don't even know by that time. And you want to talk about the heartbeat? What you're talking about are pulsating cells at that point. This is a zygote. It is not a viable fetus. If it is removed from the woman's body, it cannot survive on its own. That's not a human being. Science tells us that. But Republicans aren't relying on science here. They're relying on what they consider to be their interpretation of their faith. This is Christian Sharia law, plain and simple. The party that constantly warned us for the last 18 years that Sharia law was creeping into the United States. Well, guess what? They were right. It's just that they were the ones creeping it forward. And it wasn't, Muslim law. It was Christian law. That is 100% the only reason why any of these laws exist today. Because they want to pander to their far right, allegedly Christian right base. And now even the Christian right leaders like Pat Robertson say this went too far and we're all going to get screwed because of it. And nothing could be more appropriate for the Republican Party. This is the party of small government that suddenly believes that the government should be regulating women's bodies. Not men's bodies, of course. I mean, our insurance companies are still going to cover Viagra. Likely, depending on your policy, it'll probably cover a vasectomy. Dudes, you're totally taken care of. Don't worry about it. We got you covered because we're also dudes making the laws. But women, you can't be trusted. We don't know what you want to do, why you want to do this. Maybe you should have thought about that before you had sex, because apparently only women get to have sex. There's no men involved, right? Where's the lectures for the dudes? Where's the lectures for the men? Maybe you should think before having sex. How about this? You want to put these restrictive abortion bans in place? Then how about we have to attach a bill to every single one of them that says that the man responsible for it has to provide 100% financial aid and help for that child for the first 18 years, up to and including paying for college, should they go that route. Oh, and that also includes paying for all prenatal care for women, which, for those of you who've never had a child, typically goes well over $10,000 for a typical 9 to 10 month pregnancy, a 40-week pregnancy. Make the men pay for it too. They're the ones who did this. You can't make a baby without a sperm and an egg, so why are we only trying to regulate the eggs? Why are we trying to only punish the people who have the eggs? You want to punish people? Punish both sides. Sure, it'll all be struck down by the courts, but I guarantee you it would make people think a little bit more about how one-sided these laws and the lectures that accompany them truly are.